What's up, YouTube? GiMicK here, bringing you my first ever YouTube video. And as you can tell from the title, I'm actually going to be talking about who am I, let you guys know a little bit about myself, and also going to be talking about the crazy team changes that happened after PAX with all the teams trying to get ready for Season 2 of the MLG League. But first, I'm going to start by talking about who am I, how did I get into coaching, and just my Call of Duty background in general. So, if you guys don't know, I'm friends with Replays and Classic in real life. So I've been playing Call of Duty with them all the way back since COD 4, and then, as you know, they're great players. They Replays has always been a pro player, always been playing like all the way since PCLs and COD 4, and Classic was always like that skill level, but this is like the first game where he's actually on the competitive scene. So I've been playing with them. I play GBs and stuff, and all my like Call of Duty knowledge basically comes from them. Like, as you know, Replays is like a great leader. He's a great teacher of like even like his friends when we play GBs. Like, he doesn't like that's not just with pros. Like, when we play GBs, like, he teaches you how to play the game. He's very good at like explaining the game to you. So that's where a lot of my COD knowledge comes from. Them telling me how to play, and basically at UMG Philly, our the coach at the time of FaZe, it was really like it was, if you guys remember, it was like snowing that weekend, and like a lot of the flights got delayed and everything. So FaZe was playing Optic at the time, and I was at the event, and the coach wasn't going to be able to make it there for the Friday match. So I coached for the team against Optic, and we ended up winning 3-2. We went down 2-0 and won 3-2. And that was like the first time really ever where, I mean, I had actually been in like some of their scrims online, and like just like see like what it was like to be like a coach, and like trying to like learn the ropes of like what you had to do. So at the event, I'm really like, just doing the basic coach stuff, like providing call outs in blitz, like telling them who's up, and also like a lot of hype. Like, I mean, I was feeding off, like, Chris was getting really hyped, like Replays, and like, that's just like who I am. I'm a competitive person from playing baseball and playing sports and everything. Like, that's what it comes down to. Like, you got to get hyped, you got to get into it, and we know how much that matters in Call of Duty. So that's basically how I got into like coaching. And then after the event, like, Chris said, like, why don't we pick up Dom as the coach? So it's pretty much what happened. uh, but besides that, now I've been coaching for like 3 months or so, and just I watched a lot of film. I watched a lot of scrims from other teams. Try to like figure out what other teams are doing, what's working, what's not working, and then watch our own games and see like what's going on. But enough about me. Let's talk about what everybody's been talking about for the past 4-5 days maybe, is all the team changes that happened. So roster lock was yesterday, and now we have the set 12 teams uh in the season 2 of the COD League. And I guess the most like surprising thing of it all is that the newly formed Optic Nation team does not have a spot. The Optic Nation team of Embos, Killa, Miracles, and Ricky. Everyone thought like if they were gonna form a team, like they'd have a spot in season 2, but it didn't work out like that. So right now the 12 teams don't include, I guess the two teams that really have like a real claim to a spot that are not in it are Rise, who unfortunately just like nothing went their way and they just didn't get a spot, and Optic Nation, who formed late and they didn't have a spot. So we got the 12 teams now, and I guess I'll just talk. I mean, everybody's been talking about the roster changes and everything, so I guess I'll just talk about who I think got better, and since like the rosters from champs. So I really think that the new TK roster is a very, very good team, like on paper, especially at least if you don't know, they had at champs they had Sharp, Goonjar, Fury, and Formal, and they looked really good at regionals. I think they got third at regionals, and then they went to COD champs and they got a really hard bracket, and they actually ended up coming 16th place outside the money, which was a big surprise for everyone. And so after COD champs, Formal and Theory said that their PAX would be their last event with TK. So it was Goonjar and Sharp looking for two, and they got Apathy and Dito originally from SB, but eventually Dito actually joined FaZe Black, and now their roster of four now is Apathy, Neslo. So they have Neslo back, who was on TK for the longest time before they got formal, and Sharp and Gunjar. So Sharp, Gunjar, Neslo, and Apathy, and I think that's a great roster. I mean, it pretty much is. They have the three that they had for the longest time when they were coming in second place to COL every event, and now the only difference is instead of Theory, they have Apathy, and I think their playstyles are like pretty similar. I think they're both like very clutch players, so I think that team's gonna be a very good team. Uh, and then I guess I'll talk about the team I'm the coach of. I guess I should do that because I would know the most about them. And if you guys don't know, FaZe Red is Theory, Classic, Replays, and JCap. So after Champs, the roster of Champs, instead of Theory, we had Proofy. And we just felt as a team like it was a very good team, but against the top tier teams like COL and SB, we just like could not seem to figure out a way to beat them in the respawn game types. Like, and and it wasn't like we couldn't outkill them. Like we had the slaying power. Like Proof played amazing at champs. I think he was like the top slayer. I'm not even sure, but he was one of the top slayers. And we just realized like it just wasn't our team wasn't meshing where we could beat those top teams. Like I think our communication was a little bit down from what it could have been, and just teamwork in general, like baiting and switching, like how we were working together as a team to get kills. It just wasn't there. Like it was there against most of the teams, but to beat those top teams, you got to be on your A game. You got to be communicating, and you have to be working as a team. And we just felt like we were lacking in that department. So we decided to pick up Theory for Proof. And Theory, if you guys don't know, is just an absolute beast. He's a great communicator in game. He does it all. He gets objective done. He slays. I think at champs like his stats were like he had the most like objective minded stuff. Like he led his team in those stats, and he was the top slayer of his team. And I mean, if you can get both of those done, that's just like amazing. Because usually you see people like they can get their kills, but they won't be helping out objectively, or vice versa. So I think it's gonna be great for the team. If you guys don't know, Theory and Replays actually were on VVV all the way back in the beginning of Black Ops 2, where they got third place at Dallas. So I think that the chemistry will be will be picked up quickly by this team because of that already like built in like they know each other already. So I think it's gonna be pretty good to like start out immediately. And I also think it's gonna help Classic a lot because I feel like with Proof on the team and Classic, their playstyle is kind of like I don't know, they just didn't mesh that well, and like they kind of like got. I'm not saying they got in each other's way, but like it really you saw it in Classic's gameplay. Like he had to change up his style, and I feel like he was a little bit uncomfortable. So with Theory, like it's gonna take pressure off replays for objective. It's gonna open up slang for Classic, and I just think it's a win-win in just making our team a much better team in terms of teamwork and communication. So aside from that, that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video, guys. This has been GiMicK. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. I'll be mostly posting vlogs because I don't really like record anything, and I mean, hope maybe in the future I will, but mostly just vlogs updating you guys about what's going on with the team and my thoughts on what's going on with anything pretty much in the professional competitive scene. But besides that, YouTube, peace.